at the workbench. I've got the mill out of the box, obviously, and the first thing I wanted to do was plug it in to see if it worked. What we've got here is, let me see if I can adjust this a little bit better. I guess it's kind of all right. The first thing right out of the box is I plugged it in, wouldn't work. Called Precision Matthews, and they said, did you read the manual? And I said, I got the manual with the mill. They said, nah, don't worry about that one. Go to the website, download the new one, which was fine. Much more in depth. So if you buy the Precision Matthews PM25, it'd be worth it to download the manual right from the website. So turned out that the e-stop was pressed in, and you really had to turn it to the right to get it to unlock. So with the guard and the limit switch closed, turn it on, and it's alive. Bearings sound good in the spindle. Motor's a little is probably adequate, but we'll get to that later on. What we're going to go ahead and do now is take the plastic off and give it a good scrubbing. Get all this packing grease off. So let's get started with that. Alright guys, you probably saw me make individual bags for the X and Y axis to put the gibs in there so that they don't get confused. It's always a good idea to do that. As I was taking it apart, I took the gib blocks out, and for those of you who are interested in doing something like this, be very careful, and I'm glad I did this. There are little pins that press against the gibs. See if I can't get you a better view. Come on now. I'm not sure if that is going to focus or not. At any rate, it's got a bevel on one side to match that of the dovetail and dovetail angle. But at any rate, don't want to lose those. So make sure when I took these, unscrewed the gib blocks out, I just punched them out through the bottom, and those are for the y-axis. So I'm going to go ahead and put those in the y-axis bag. Second thing I found was, whether you're going to do this or not. I don't know if you can see this. I'm going to give you another close-up. As I was taking the apron apart, I pushed all of this stuff out of the gib screw holes, and it's you know what it is it's grinding dust. So if I were not going to do a CNC conversion, I would still take all of this stuff apart, and I'm going to give it a good degreasing here, because the last thing that you want is to have that grinding dust mix in there, especially with the oil. I don't know if too many people use grease or not, but it's probably the last thing you want, because that just makes a nice lapping paste, and you'll end up wearing your machine out prematurely. So I'm going to go ahead and give this a good thorough degreasing, and get back to you with the next step. But I just wanted to point out those pins, those small buttons that go in each of the gib block screws holes, and to make sure that you put everything in a bag so that you don't end up confusing it. So I'm gonna get the degreasing, and we'll pick this back up with the ball screws. Alright, we're over at the surface plate. We've got the Precision Matthews PM25 table on it. I've got some 1, 2, 3 blocks supporting under the ways, and I've just got a regular dial indicator up here. And this is going to be hard for you to see, obviously, but I'm going to go ahead and zero this out. There we go. That's zeroed right there, and we'll just slide this down the table. This is out. About maybe a 1/2 thousandth in the middle on this side. I'm going to go ahead and turn this around. Still 0 on this end. That is about 0 there. It's about maybe a couple of tenths. Alright, not too bad, not too bad. I'm just going to go ahead and double check this one more time on this side, just to make sure. I'm sure this was all ground at the same time. 0. About a 1/2. And that's 0. Alright, not too bad. Pretty close. Can't complain about that, all things considered. So, back to the assembly.